It took me way too long to realize that most of the advice that I've been given for the entire duration of my life up to this date is not very useful. In some cases, they're somewhat relevant, but for most of the time, they're quite useless. And here's a reason why. When I was younger, I used to talk to people that I know, people that I perceive to be very successful. I would ask them, "Oh, so what do you do to get to this point?" And they would tell me what they did, and I asked them, "So what advice you have for me?" And they would give me some advice. I then would go and attempt to implement these sort of pieces of advice and wisdom into my life to varying degree of success slash failure, but most of the time the advice or what I achieved using that advice never really worked out to be what I'd hoped for. And it took me up to this point to realize why that was the case. There's nothing wrong with these people giving you or giving me advice. In fact, most of them meant very well. But the reason is when I asked them what they did or how they got to where they were, and they gave me their steps, they weren't really talking to me. They actually were talking to a younger versions of themselves. You see, I find that when people give you, or when people give me a series of steps, it's mostly based on their own experience, their background, their education, their strengths, their weaknesses, and they had adapt it along the way to fit their objective. But the thing is, nobody but me knows me that well. I knew how I grew up, how I was educated, my background. I think that I know some of my strengths and weaknesses. So when I'm trying to implement something that worked for someone else, to me, it never really fit because what they did fit their own situation. So it kind of feels like I was trying to fit a square into a circle. So that's why it never worked out. So now what I do is instead of asking and following what other people have done to the T, I sit back a little and I instead look for the underlying principles behind their success. And I would take these principles, distill them into a couple of actions and steps that worked for me personally, my life, my situation, my strengths and weaknesses. And since then, the outcome that I've been getting is a lot better than what I got when I was trying to just follow what everyone else is doing to the T. I've also felt a lot more confident in myself, like I'm actually wearing clothes that fit me instead of wearing someone else's clothes that um, two size bigger or two sizes smaller. So one example is that I was told that men like talking about sports. So whenever that I, talk to male executives, I would, try very hard to start talking about sports, just trying to weave it in the conversation so that I could relate to them. Most of the time, it doesn't work. So I don't do that anymore. I mean, I start with something general, and then I try to look for common points so that we could genuinely connect with each other. And I've been just getting a lot better at connecting with people, and things feel a lot more genuine than when I was trying to fit myself into what someone else did and achieve success because of it. Yeah, and that is the idea for today that I like to leave with you. And if you're still with me, I have to say that I was blown away that my first video got me subscribers and a bit less than 100 views. I did not expect that at all. With my first video, I didn't script anything, and it was just me waffling about a few things when I was on holiday in Bowen Island. So I thought there might be, like 5 people, 5 people would watch it and there would be no subscribers. So I am so happy that some of you subscribed and left very encouraging comments. So thank you very much for giving me a chance. And I hope that you'll stay with me on this journey. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Tu. I live in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm embarking on this journey to document my process of growing up and adulting and learning to live life in the best way. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon in the next episode.